Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have an interesting video for you guys. This is going to be talking about how to make drum loops, or at least lo-fi genre. We're going to stick with lo-fi genre for this one because that's what I've been doing recently. As of now, if you go to my channel, there's this one right here. There's a couple others, but this is one that I've made myself. You can go check it out. Link will be in the description. But I do want to show you guys how I make drum loops without any external drum pad or even using the keys. You know, I'm not going to be doing that. I could if I wanted to, but I've just decided for this particular video it will be nice to show you how I use a bunch of drum sounds that I found on the internet. There's a bunch of these that you can go search for. These packs basically that come with a bunch of different drum sounds, such as a kick or a snare. I'm going to show you guys just basically my process of how I create a loop. And before we begin anything, let's talk about the software I'm using. This is Cakewalk by Bandlab. I know there's a lot of different ones out there. I'm just using Cakewalk by Bandlab because number one, it's Windows compatible, and second of all, it's free. And this is not sponsored by anything that we're going to be talking about today. But let's get started. First thing you want to do is to set a BPM. So right now I've got an 83 BPM, and plus I've also got this track right here that I named Guitar Intro. Let's take a listen to it right here, and the metronome is also on, so we can get an idea. So what this is basically is it's an intro, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a chord progression after that, but I want it to fade into some drums. So let's go to this end part here, right here, where I know it's going to fade into the drums. 1, 2, drums coming right here, right at this beat. At this, if you zoom in a bit right here at measure 11 right here, the drums are going to come in. So what I want to do is I created a second layer track for the drums, and nothing's on record enable. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to import audio, and what I have here is the Lofi toolkit, and I'm not sponsored by anyone again for any of these, but I just thought this was pretty cool. Drums one shot. So we have claps, we have a wide selection of claps, we have a wide selection of cymbals. In fact, we even have categories of cymbals. We have some kicks, which I use quite a lot. We have percussions, and we have some snares. So all of these, we have a wide variety of things to choose from, and we can mix them together. Let's just find a simple kick pattern. Let's use Lofi kick 7, and I am going to import this right here. And as you can see, this is just a kick pad. So if we take a look at this, it just sounds like that. And later we'll EQ a lot of this stuff out. But let's, first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the control key, and we're just going to drag it out just like this. I'm going to drag it out to the next measure for this particular, I'm going to drag it out 2 measures actually for this particular song, and I'm going to let go of my mouse, and then I'm going to let go of control. So that's how you copy something out and just loop it like that. As you can see, now we got 2 of these, and if we speed it up a little bit, let's loop these even more. So right now what I've done is I've taken basically a minute and a half of loop of kicks, and what I can do with this is I can just keep copying if I want, but I'm going to stop right there because who knows what will happen later on, so I don't want to go for too long. So the song's currently about 2 minutes with this intro right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another track, and I'm going to name this drum 2 because I don't know what I'm going to put in next. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to import another sound from my collection, and we're going to bring this in. Let's take a look at some claps right here. Let's just take clap 4 for this particular video. And what I do not want is it happening at the same time, because then you're really not going to hear anything. See, you're really not going to hear anything when that happens, right? So what I want to do is I want to move it actually a measure after the kicks. So what I can do is I can have this right here. I'm going to have it at this measure right here. So now what we have, if we continuously loop this, is we have a alternating sound between a kick and a clap. So right now we have, so if we loop that right now, it's going to sound like this. Right now we have 3 hits, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're missing 1. The metronome is taking over for that last beat, if you didn't hear from before. So I'm not going to worry about that because I have a variety of other sounds that I can use to fill in that last sound. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to, as I'm going, just keep copying this and dragging it to the next measure. Okay, so that looks good. We have now a drum, kick, and a clap. So now we just need something for that last final one. I'm gonna go to percussion. There's this nice lo-fi sounding clap right here. Let me just put that in. What we have here is, it sounds like this. All right, so that's just like a little textural sort of thing. So what I'm gonna have is, it's all about experimental, right? Trial and error. I'm gonna put it alternating right after this kick and clap. So I might have more of these, you'll never know, but let's just play it out and see what it sounds like. Always remember to hit save, by the way, because if you lose all this, you're gonna cry. So what I have right now is this. Okay, so that didn't sound correct, because what we actually wanted was a measure right here, because this is too, I think this is too close to the next kick. So let's bring it back now and let us see what it sounds like. It comes in too early, so let's move it over a measure. Move it over another measure. Alright, so that's now we have that, right? So let's get rid of the metronome, and let's see what it sounds like without it. Let me actually just loop this a couple times. Alright, let's hear what it sounds like. Okay, so what we have here is 3 beats going on at the same time. So in review, we have a kick, we have a clap, and now we have this percussion sound, this sound, but it's a little bit boring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have more of these alternating within each other. So let me just select these 4 ones right here, and I'm gonna copy it one right here. So let's see what this sounds like right now. See, just by adding one more, like one measure right there, it just made it automatically a lot more interesting, as you can see. So let's select all of this. I'm gonna keep that because I actually like how that sounds. I'm gonna select all of this, and I am going to move it over, and let's loop this. Okay, let's check back in right here. So now we have 3 things going on at the same time, or should I say, so now we have 3 tracks going at the same time. That's what I should be saying. We have down here 2 things going on, because most tracks, we have just a single thing going on, but here we have double beats going on at the same time. So let's take a listen and see what happens. So that's kind of interesting and all, but I think I want to add one final thing before we start making the chord progression, and let's make another track right here and see what else we have. I think all the percussions, we have a wide variety of percussions, so, and they all kind of sound different. So let's go back to the percussions here. Let's just import this inside right here. I don't want any of this record enabled, by the way. So now, as you can see, there's a bit of space in between this percussion and the clap. Was it? Yeah, it was the clap. So I'm gonna put this right here, and let's see how it sounds. That sounded a bit busy right there, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put it right here instead. Let's have a look at how that sounds. So as you can see, that sounded kind of good, but I think it's kind of busy still. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have this right here. Let's check out how that sounds. Move it over a little bit because that sounded weird. Okay, so I like how this is working out, but I don't exactly like how the sound of this particular percussion. So let's delete this, select this track, and let us import one more. I believe this was number 2. So let's go back here. Let's take that, see what that sounds like. Okay, so I know this particular sound. It's basically, it sounds like marbles rubbing together. So let's. Okay, so that sounds cool for now. Let's copy this over right here. Okay, so I think we got an interesting loop down. I might add or remove some things later when we start playing the chord progression, but for now, let us zoom in and take a look at what this sounds. I'm pretty proud of this. So let's play a chord progression over that and see what it looks like. Okay, so now on my guitar, I have my guitar here. You can't see it because I don't have a face cam, but what I have done here is I have looped a chord progression, or I haven't looped it yet, but I have a loop ready to loop, if that makes sense. So basically, once the guitar part stops right here, so that's basically what it is. And what I'm gonna take is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loop this. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did to that, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna solo over it. So I don't know if you can hear this properly, but it goes like this. I'm going to be putting some melodies over it because it's just chords, and that's just on our way to making a lo-fi beat, and this will be for an upcoming EP of mine. So stay tuned for that. There will be links to the description if it comes out, and I really hope this helped you in conjunction to you really don't need like instruments or expensive drum pads to make an interesting drum beat. You just need these sounds, and I'll be linking the website down below where I got it. You can just download that. But I hope this video helped you, and I hope you find your fulfillment in making music. But other than that, thank you for watching this video. Please share with a friend if you think it will benefit them. But thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.